If you want something to play with, go and find yourself a toy. Baby, my time is too expensive, and I'm not a little boy. If you are serious, don't play with my heart, it makes me furious. But if you want me to love you, then baby I will. Girl, you know I will. Tell it like it is. Don't be ashamed. Let your conscience be your guide. But I know deep down inside of me, I believe you love me. Forget your foolish pride. Life is too short to have sorrow. You may be here today and gone tomorrow. You might as well get what you want. So go on and live. Baby, go on and live. Tell it like it is. I'm nothing to play with. Go and find yourself a toy. But I tell it like it is. My time is too expensive, and I'm not your little boy.
Yeah. Boy, you know you make me float. Boy, you really keep me high. Ooh, I feel like I won't go. 'Cause you serve me on a regular. Boy, these guys float. Boy, just get me deeper. Baby, now hold me close. Let's take this overboard now.
Hey, Bless, how you doing? Such a pleasure to have you. Abby, it's also good to see you. Kerr, phenomenal. How you doing this evening? I want to thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure to have your presence.
Persian rose, but she's from Nicaragua. Thought you was Persian love. Are we turning up? Are we wasting time? Girl, don't waste my
Going to be a few random topics. A little bit of Q&A going on about Servant David. A few stories here and there. A little mix up, a little bit of music, a little bit of seriousness. So you guys stay tuned, okay? As I get ready to kick off the first topic, just talking kind of random things. Mostly about these YouTube streets. And we're going to be keeping it loud with raw chattings. A very different genre of music you'll be getting this evening. Completely different from what you normally get here and maybe anywhere else. So you guys stay tuned. If you guys have any topics that you want to talk about, feel free to type it in the chat and we can go ahead and talk about it. Raw chattings. This is where, you get to talk about and listen and learn about topics that most people, they tend to stay away from. Like, I'm going to be talking about, that submarine, that those foolish, idiotic, dumb, stupid people went down and It went into something what they call a submarine, not tested fully. You listen. These are adults, and they're using an Xbox controller to control the thing. You know, none of those people were black, right? You know that, right? Keeping it loud with Raw Chatters. You guys stay tuned. I say they deserve what they got with no apology. I say that. I say they deserve what they got. There was no reason. The Titanic has been sunk for over 100 years now. The Titanic has sunk over 100 years. That's older than most of us. That's older than or longer than most people ever even live. 100 years ago, if not more. Why do you need to know what's going on with the ship again? You deserve what you got. I just hope you were saved. I hope you got right with God before you know. Yeah.
Well, blessed morning, or afternoon, or evening, or night to each and every one of you, wherever you may be. You know? Well, this one here, I mean, I don't even know what to call it. Maybe call it no name, or just talking, or talk up the things them. You know, I did one that was talk up the things them, and it's like, yo, that one went all right. But this one, I'm just talking. You know, basically, I was sitting here and I was thinking, and I was talking, yeah, to myself. You know, I do that a lot. Sometimes I even answer myself. You know, which they say if you answer yourself, then that's when you're crazy. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm crazy. You know, crazy people don't know that they're crazy. I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't think I'm crazy, but you know, I was sitting here talking to myself and thinking, and you know, I just stopped for a second. I said, I might as well just video this because I haven't done a video for today, and I did make a promise that I would do a video. Well, that I would do 2 or 3 videos a day. You know, so this is kind of like the first video for today. So yeah, I just said, you know, why not? Just go ahead and video it, you know. But I was thinking about just a random things, you know, mostly about YouTube, you know, and stuff like that. You know, like as I'm getting into this YouTube thing, I'm starting to realize that there's a lot to it. It's very, 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 very time consuming. You have to be very creative, you know. And there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of violations, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. But I mean, I don't know. Like if like I said in a few of my vids, I'm not even gonna say one of them, a few times I've said it, you know, if your skin is thin, you won't last in this thing as a content creator. You know? I mean, like, okay, for instance, you two make their platform, and they have their platform, and everything that YouTube has on their thing is there for a reason. The subscribe button, the bell, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the likes, the shares, the all of those. You know what I mean? And I think if they put it there, then if people who can relate to certain things, they should follow those things. So for instance, if you think that you should share something, then you should share it. If that is one of the requirements or one of the ways that you help someone grow, if your goal is to help others grow as well as yourself, or even if it's just to help yourself grow, it's best to help others grow as well, because what goes around comes around, ain't it? So it's like, utilize that share button and share out. Some people can't share on YouTube. Some people don't know how to share on YouTube. At this present time, I can't share on YouTube. I don't even know how to share on YouTube, but I know how to share it on WhatsApp or Facebook, and I can do that. So I do that if I feel like, you know, it's a shareable thing. I don't do it because others share me or for others to share me or for anything like that. I just do it because I think it should be shared. You know, matter of fact, I can't even tell if somebody shared my thing. As far as a thumbs up, if you like somebody's content and everything was all cool and gravy, then okay, go ahead, hit the thumbs up. But if you don't like the content, hit the thumbs down. Now, I would say, if you hit the thumbs up, most of the time when you do hit the thumbs up, you leave a comment. And you say, oh, this was nice, interesting, hello, this or that. You say those things, fine. So the same with the thumbs down. You see, every content that you and me create, it's not everybody gonna like it. Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Billy Graham, I'm sorry, not Billy Graham, Jimmy Swaggart, I meant to say. Nelly, Mace, all type of people, you know, they are talented and they are good at what they do, you know, but it's not everybody like everything that they do. Even their fans don't like everything that they put out there. So to me, if you don't like my channel and you just hit it, or if you don't like my video and you just hit it, hit the thumbs up just to hit the thumbs up to say, okay, to me, that's dishonest. I don't need dishonest people around me. I need sincere people around me. Okay? So, like I said, you know, if you're gonna hit the thumbs down, go ahead, hit the thumbs down, but explain why, you know, because in that way, now, you're not being rude about it. You're not just hating on someone or anything like that. You're saying, look, thumbs down because you were cussing too much. Thumbs down because you talked about a thing that I personally did not like. Thumbs down because the video was too blurry. Thumbs down because of whatever reason that you didn't like it. That way now I can go back, or the person can go back and look at it and say, all right, well, let me try to fix this so that next time it will be better than the last time, to improve. What does that mean? Elevation. What is Servant David about? Elevation. So that me say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's quite a few things that that I just sit here and say about, you know. Like, another thing, you go in people LS, and the first thing that they say, hey, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe, share me out, share me out. I didn't even get a chance to grab a seat yet. How would you feel if you went to a church Okay? How would you feel if you went to a church and as soon as you walk in the door, they hand out the basket and say, here, give me your offering. Here, do you have a tithe? Here, here. As soon as you get in, you would find that kind of offensive. Stop forcing, or may I suggest that you stop forcing people, because in a way that's forced. That's like forcing people to hit the thumbs up, forcing people to subscribe, forcing people. Ladies, gentlemen, my brothers, my sisters, if a person likes your content, they will hit the thumbs up. It's okay to talk about hitting thumbs up, thumbs down, and stuff like that, because there are some people who are new and don't even, excuse me, sorry, and don't even know or understand this YouTube thing. So it's all right to kind of explain to them. Sorry again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, we need to change up the way that we are coming across to some people. You know, like I said, the first thing that you guys, some people say is hit that thumbs up or hit the. I try my best not to tell anyone to hit a thumbs up or tell anyone to subscribe or any of that. I try my best not to do it. You know, and if I do it, I do it as if it's a question. If you do like, if you don't like, if you would like to do, please do. You know, like I make them feel like they have an option, or like I'm open to whatever option they choose. But everybody is not me. Everybody is not like me. You know, and I'm not like most people. I am not like the average person. You know, so I can't be upset because people don't say or do the way I do or say. You know, but I'm just saying, like, I personally find it very rude when the first thing I hear is, hey, hit that thumbs up, as soon as I walk into someone's LS. You know, like, I personally find that rude. Like, I don't know. You know, and there are many different topics. You know, many different things to even think about, to even consider about on this YouTube thing. You know, now you're doing. A lot of people do the grinding or the cooking or the baking or the this or the that. What you have, you know, you go to someone's LS and they say go and check out this person and go and check out that person. You understand? No, that is a good thing. That's a very good thing. But when people, how can I put this? It's cool to do that. You know what I mean? It's very cool to do that. Yeah, sorry. So it's very good to do that, but just keep in mind, like, okay, when you go to someone's LS and you're grinding and all of that, now, from my understanding, when you're in their LS, they're getting the watch hours or views or whatever, and the comments count as views and things like that. So if the comments count as views, you know, like, why not comment on the person's LS? You see, you can come into a person's LS and you can even hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but that person won't know who you are or who came in unless you type in the comment section where they will know that that's you, or that's her, or that's him. You know? Another thing is, like, the purpose of going to bake, grind, cook, and all of that, you go over to the next person or to the people that are in that comment section. You know, you go over there and you're supposed to watch a vid for at least, they say, 2 to 3 minutes. I disagree. And from my understanding, YouTube disagrees too. But YouTube does allow you up to watch at least 1 minute of the thing. Most people say go a little extra mile, watch the 2 minute, 3 minute. I say go the full mile and watch the whole thing, because you and me put hard work in these videos or LSs that we do. You understand what I'm saying? So why watch part of it? And by watching all of it and commenting throughout it, you're helping the person to elevate. So why not do that? Don't just go to someone, watch 2 minutes or 3 minutes of their thing, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and even share, and then hit the bell. And then you never ever go back to them again. YT is not stupid. So they know what a sub for sub is. And they are against sub for sub. So that's why sometimes people lose things. And that's why YT start purge more often now. That's why YT changing up the rules to make it more and more subscribers that you have to have in order to be monetized, etc., etc. You know, another thing, if you know that you're going to be participating in these silent grinds, these grinding in the darks, these come bake and cook and all of those things, if you know you're going to be participating in that, why not make short videos? This video here is not a short video. I could have summed it up. I try my best to sum it up, which is another thing. It's hard to do short videos. But if we keep in mind that, hey, let's do short videos just for short videos. So let's keep it. If you're going to recommend that someone watches something for 2 to 3 minutes, make a 2 to 3 minute video. That way they watch the whole thing. The only thing, you'll just have to keep making videos so that it will add up, or whatever you have to do. Wouldn't that be a more wiser thing to do? Wouldn't that be a more productive thing to do? Make short videos so that when you do go into those LSs, you can post those short videos instead of posting a 15-minute or a 20-minute or even an hour video when they're only going to watch 2 or 3 minutes of it. Because a lot of people, your content could be so good that they want to watch all of it. But because they are in the other room and they're grinding and they don't want to be rude, you know, and just stay there for the 15 minutes, for the hour, or for whatever it is. And then by the time they come back over to Sally's TV has logged off. So now you got to go back and watch the replay. And it's good to go back and watch some people's replay. You know, I don't know. It's a lot to cover. It's a lot to talk up. It's a lot to talk about. And I was just now talking about short vids. And I checked the timer and I'm already gone 17 minutes, 33 seconds. You know what I mean? So that just shows you it's hard to make a short video, but it's possible because most of my videos are 5 minutes or less. I try to keep everything else, like my LSs, longer, you know? And I make some long videos, like this one is pretty long. It's not on purpose to be long, but hopefully someone does watch all of it. Hopefully. You know, but there's a lot to cover, like dropping your own links. I think the host should drop someone's link and or have a moderator or two dropping the person's link. The host will drop the moderator's link, such and such like that. Or I think that each one who is in the chat or the comments or whatever, the moderator or the host should pick a person to drop another person's link. So let's say we have Mark and Shan and we have me. Mark and Shan is one person. Well, there's two people but one channel. You know what I mean? And then you have me. I'm by myself. You know what I mean? And then you have let's say InfoSpot. Yeah. Now Shan and Mark is doing the LS. I come into Shan and Mark. Shan is promoting InfoSpot. I go over to InfoSpot, right? Boom. I watch this thing. I give him the thumbs up or the thumbs down, and I comment and I do everything like I'm supposed to do, which takes time. You guys got to remember that too. So stop rushing people to, hey, I baked with you, return. All you got to do is say, hey, I baked with you. That's good enough to let them know that you baked with them, so now they can go look to see and yada yada. Because not everybody know how to check the library and check the comments and this and that, in their YouTube studio. So bear with people and be patient. Let them get back to you. Sometimes give them a day or two, and if they never come back to you, so what? Don't go back and take back what you gave them. That's not a genuine heart. If you take back, then you never gave with genuine. So you might as well keep it. And please don't come back. If any of you, I'm telling you no, I'm straight, honest, I'm forward. If any of you have ever come to me, like my comments, like my videos, like this, whatever, give me my S, and then maybe I took too long to come to you or whatever, you just take it back. Keep it. Keep it. And whenever you see me go LS, whenever you see me upload a video, don't watch it. Don't come to me because I don't need non-fake people. I need honest people, real people around me. I'd rather have quality than quantity any day. So, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot to cover in this. This thing has gone 20 minutes and 20 something seconds, and it's not even a LS. It's just a vid. But I just wanted to talk about a few things that was on my mind. And I'm sure by the time I log off, I'm going to still be thinking, still going to be talking, But I don't want to make this thing too long, kind of for nothing. But then again, who knows? Somebody might just be interested and watch out the whole thing. But I'm just saying, you guys, let's do this thing genuine. Let's be smart and let's be patient at the same time. Servant David said, manners, love, and elevation, because that's what it's all about. Yeah? Out.
was 1972. My mom and papa brought me through. Back then I was the favorite, so they say. Even though he was way before his time, I knew every Nesta Marley line. You know that Peter Tosh was fly. Them diamond socks and corduroy. Fast forward to 1981, my dad moved on and so did I. Inside I kept his songs alive. So they say I'm an old soul, living in the body of a 9-year-old. Yes, I've been here before. I'm an old soul, tribute to the ones who made it all possible. Beside me, legacy lives on. It's now 1991. This was the year after graduation. Shabba Ranks was on the radio station. I played some songs for Mama Ritz. I had that girl from round the way. UB40 was on the play. I can't forget that holiday. Marvin Gaye stole her heart away, and I had to learn the hard way. She'll always be a part of me. It's until I met that Mary Jane. Old legends reincarnate. Soul, living in the body of a 12-year-old. Yes, I've been here before. I'm an old soul, tribute to the ones who made it all possible. Beside me, legacy lives on. I'm an old soul, living in the body of a 12-year-old. Yes, I've been here before. Yes, I've been here before. I'm an old soul, tribute to the ones who made it all possible. Beside me, legacy lives on. I'm an old soul, living in the body of a 12-year-old. Yes, I've been here before. I'm an old soul, tribute to the ones who made it all possible. Beside me, legacy lives on. Beside me, legacy lives on.
We're going to get into a very powerful testimony from Jackie Hill Perry, extremely relevant to everything that's going on right now. And I think everybody needs to hear this testimony, especially right now during what so many people are celebrating as Pride Month, right? So many people know this month as being a celebration of pride, which is ultimately a celebration of sin. And as I was driving this morning, I was thinking, it seems like the people who are most bold right now in speaking out on what they believe in are the people who don't even believe in God. The people who are most willing to share their beliefs are people who are openly endorsing a sinful lifestyle. And I was thinking, it's so crazy to think that as believers, it seems like our voice is being washed out by the lies of the enemy because we don't have people who are willing to step up and speak the truth amongst this world of lies. And I'm not saying that everyone is like this. I'm just saying it seems like right now the devil is getting real bold and the devil is just laying out all of his cards on the table. And it seems like a lot of us are just accepting it and we're not pushing back on it. And we're not truly operating in the authority that has been given to us by Jesus Christ. And if we truly believe in the Bible, if we truly believe that the Bible is the word of God, which I know so many of us believe, then we need to be speaking about it every opportunity that we get. Because guess what? The devil and his minions are speaking about what they believe in every opportunity that they get. So how come we're not sharing what the actual truth is? How come we're not calling sin sin? How come we're allowing people to walk this path of destruction and we're not waving the flag and pointing them towards the truth? So I want to get into this video by Jackie Hill Perry. I haven't actually seen this video, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Supposed to be a very, very powerful testimony. I pray that you stick around to the end, and I pray that the Holy Spirit reveals something to you in this testimony. And I pray that you share this with a friend who may be going through something similar, because like I said, right now is a month where a lot of people are celebrating and glorifying a sinful lifestyle, not knowing that there is freedom in Jesus Christ. And that's not hate. I don't have hate for anybody of that lifestyle. I just want them to understand that they are made perfectly in the image of God, just the way that they are, and that there is true freedom in Him alone. All right. So let's get into this testimony. I'll link the original video in the description. Let's get into it.
In 1989, and I was born to in a single parent household. I think that already kind of established a bit of confusion in me, just because I didn't have a father figure. My dad was very inconsistent. He would come into my life in seasons and then come out of my life. And so my entire framework of men for a long time was that men were not to be trusted, that men said things that they did not believe, that men did to me. I was introduced to pornography around the age of 5 or 6, and I was molested around the age of 7. So you have to understand that now I'm not only fatherless, but I'm also being introduced to sexuality in its perverted form. I'm being introduced to sexuality in a way that makes it seem as if sexuality is to be outside of marriage, but also that it means that it's to be an objectifying thing, that it has no dignity attached. It has nothing to do with glory, and it has nothing to do with Jesus. It's just people doing what they want to do. And so I'm already having kind of a confused perspective when it comes to sex itself. I think that's why our generation, or millennials, if you will, I think that's why we're kind of jacked up now, is because we have been introduced to sexuality in a distorted form. And so now when people tell us that sex is beautiful within marriage between one man and one woman, it sounds confusing. It doesn't sound as beautiful because that wasn't the original way we learned about it in the first place. And so that's where I came from. Growing up, I also had gender confusion. So I felt in myself that I wasn't supposed to be a woman. It felt as if this body was not my own. It felt like this body was a bit strange. I felt more comfortable being in masculine positions and doing masculine things. And honestly, to be frank, I believe the culture has assisted us in this kind of confusion, because for too long it has made femininity and masculinity things that are not biblical. For somebody like me who doesn't like pink, who doesn't wear purses because I don't like extra baggage, I would prefer to have my debit card and my phone in my back pocket. I have been told growing up that that made me a tomboy, that made me less than feminine. And so now when people start to question themselves, what they're questioning is things that wasn't even non-feminine in the first place. And so I was confused. And so I went to church with my aunt. My mother is not a believer, and so I didn't go to church with her, but I went to church with my aunt every weekend who was. And the thing about my aunt that was crazy is that it was just weird to be, Christians are weird. I'm sure y'all know that. Jesus was writing on the ground, while people was telling people to stone people. It's like, why are you writing on the ground, bro? Like, what are you doing? My aunt was a clear contrast to my mother. And I remember there were two situations where I saw how Jesus makes people different. The first situation was we were at a thrift store because she really loved thrifting. And this lady, I guess, cut her off. Something happened in traffic where the lady got mad at my aunt and she just started to cuss my aunt clean out. My aunt, just this sweet lady with like a dress down to her ankles and listen to gospel all the time. She's just like, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. And she meant it. And I was so confused. I'm like, this lady is talking to you crazy, and you just talk about some God bless. You need to curse her out too. I don't understand how you just gonna let somebody disrespect you. But Jesus had changed her. The second situation was, I remember I would be at our home and she would be singing the Psalms. And as a 6-year-old, I'm like, why are you singing a song that doesn't rhyme? I don't really understand how, like, nothing connects. It's just you and Jesus. But to me, it was a distinctive difference between how she lived her life and how I saw my mother live her life. Where to me, it began to do something in my own conscience and in my own heart where it's like, man, God really does make people different. He really does change people. But while being in church, I still had these affections for same-sex, or these same-sex desires. I still felt in and of myself that I was not who I thought I was supposed to be. But the way they talked about my struggles from the pulpit made me feel like I wasn't too free to confess that. It seemed as if it was discussed in such a way where if I was to be open about how I felt, that it would be met with stones and not grace. It felt as if the church was not a safe place for me to be free about how my mind was thinking and how my soul felt. It felt as if I was a leper. It felt as if hell must have had a special place for me specifically. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I'm gonna go straight to hell and they just gonna have a VIP just for Jackie Hill Perry right there. But I think God was faithful in developing my conscience in such a way that though the church may not have met my feelings in a way that felt safe, I still felt as if how I felt wasn't clearly right. So high school comes, that's when I got completely ratchet. I think high school, if you don't have the Holy Spirit, high school just turns you into somebody else. High school, I just started doing what I wanted to do, started to become incredibly rebellious. I still am a rebel. I just try to submit that under Jesus. But I'm just not a fan of authority. I'm just not a fan of people telling me what to do. I was so bad. Please don't follow my lead. But I was so bad to the point that my freshman year, my teacher would hand me the paper. I would sign my name and give it back to her. And she was like, you didn't do anything. I signed my name. Like, you didn't, I don't get an A for effort. Like, I just thought like she should give me a sticker or something. And so I was just a terrible student. I was a terrible person. High school dance, I was 17. This young lady that I knew from middle school, she came up to me and she asked me if I would be her girlfriend. By this time, no one had ever known that I was same-sex attracted because in that season of my life, it wasn't a cool thing to do. And so nobody had known. So she asked if I could be her girlfriend. And I was just like, girl, that is really gay. Like, you need to get out of my face, because I had to like front, and act like that's not what I was with. But when I went home, I could not get her question out of my mind. And I sat at home and I started to wrestle with her invitation. And I started to ask myself, Jackie, like, you've been wanting to do this for a long time. You've been feeling these desires since you were 5, since you were 6. Like, why not do it now? And so I got on MySpace. I don't know if y'all remember that anymore. That's when Tom was cool. I got on MySpace. Does it even exist? Is it alive? He probably works for Zuckerberg or something, I'm sure. That's the Facebook guy. I got on MySpace and I messaged her, and we entered into a relationship that lasted maybe 6.5 days. After that relationship, if you want to call it that, I called this guy because in my mind, I'm like, okay, God doesn't like gay people, so let me just try to be straight. So I called this dude because, yeah, I did. And I remember kissing him, and it felt like every attraction I had for a guy had left. it felt like it wasn't natural. It felt like it wasn't normal. So I made up in my mind that it must be that I am supposed to be gay. So what did I do? I got back on MySpace, and I got into a relationship with one young lady who I was with for 2 years. In that relationship is when I transitioned into the role of a stud. So in the Black community, a stud is the lesbian female that dresses typically in masculine apparel. She typically is the domineering voice in the relationship. She plays the male, et cetera, et cetera. I think in white communities, sometimes it's called butch. And so that's what I was. In that world, I had boxers, I sagged my pants, I wore sports bras that would flatten my chest so that you couldn't see it. At that time, I had long hair, so I would just put my hair back in a ponytail. I was never bold enough to do a low cut. I was a bit scared of how I would look with short hair. And so that's what I was. I was going to gay clubs, going to gay pride parades, engaging in that lifestyle to the fullest extent that I could. But while I was in it, the interesting thing is there was this kind of dichotomy of having fun, but not having joy. And I couldn't really figure out the difference between the two because I was enjoying myself.
Wow.
I loved my girlfriend.
Wait. Wow. There is a dichotomy of having fun and having joy. Wow. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. You might be doing stuff and it might be fun in the moment. You might be having a good time, but is there actually joy in your spirit as you're doing it? Ask yourself that question. You know what I was thinking too, and I promise I'll get back to this in a second, but you know how she opened it up talking about the trauma in her childhood and that how that trauma, being from a single parent household, experiencing sexual trauma at such a young age. She's talking about like before the age of 10, such a young age, right? But going through that trauma ultimately shaped her in her teenage years and in her adult years. And I talked about this on the podcast when we talked about the tactics of the enemy. And I said, you know, the devil understands that children are an opportunity to shape the future. And if the devil can get to us while we're young, he has an opportunity to shape our perspective of the world. And as she was explaining her background, that's, you know, just was what was going through my mind. But anyway, let's get back into it.
And I loved my friends. I felt like what I was doing was who I was, but at the same time, I could not get a hold of peace. And I didn't necessarily know how to, because I felt like Christianity was just a bunch of dutiful people. Like they just seemed, I used to go to church and everybody just seemed unhappy. I was just like, why are these people so mad all the time? Like I just didn't want to be that. And I didn't want to wear long dresses and just listen to only gospel. Like I just felt like that was what Christianity was. I had never known that Christianity was Jesus. I had never known that Christianity was relationship. I had never known that salvation was a supernatural work of the Spirit of God. So I'm in this lifestyle, I'm doing me. The interesting thing is a Christian never spoke to me while I was in it. When I would be around Christians, they would actually look past me. They would look through me. They wouldn't look at me. They wouldn't talk to me. They would ignore me. And I'm not sure why. I can't judge their motives, but I think it could be three things. It could be fear of how I would respond to them if they told me about Jesus. I think another thing could have been self-righteousness, is that they assumed that my sin deserved more hell than their self-righteousness did. Wow. I think another thing could have been just indifference, no concern for how God was seeing me in that moment. But the thing was, God was faithful to continue to work on me. So my convictions just would not let up. I think that's the thing about when you kind of grow up in church, is that you know too much to be able to do things without conviction. And so I knew a lot about God, so my convictions would not wane, and I didn't like it. I would be at the club and I'm just like, I don't understand why I'm thinking about Jesus right now. I just really wish this would go away. So I called my cousin. My cousin was the only believer that I knew who would not quote Revelations as soon as we got on the phone. I don't know if you know any of those kinds of saints that just won't tell you about hell every time y'all get on the phone. You know you're going to hell, right? I didn't. She wasn't one of those. She would actually have a conversation with me, ask me about my day. And so I called her, and I was like, Keisha, I feel like God is calling me, but I really don't want him. Like, I don't want God. Like, I'm enjoying my life. I'm having fun. I'm like chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could really do without him. And she told me, she was like, God is going to show you how much you need him. I wish she didn't say that, because my life just became real bad. It just got hectic. So I'm gonna just say this briefly. So my dad died. That was sucky. And then I got some money from him dying, and being the fool that I am, got on eBay and bought a car. Don't ever buy a car on eBay, okay? Just don't do it. So I got on eBay, bought a car, had the car for about 4 weeks, and then it got towed. Didn't have enough money to get it out the tow shop, and then I got arrested because I used to steal. And so it just was terrible. Like, it was just like my life was just becoming ridiculous. And it felt like God was just making my life horrible for me to take notice of his goodness, for me to pay attention to him. And I think it's a mercy, because there are some people who are living wicked lifestyles, and they are in lives full of prosperity where they don't even have the opportunity to pay attention to God. Wow. And so I think that my life being a little bit hard was God's goodness towards me. Wow. October 2008, I'm 19. And I'm in my bed. I wasn't at a church. I wasn't at a conference. There was no altar. Once again, I wasn't going to church. And I was in my bed. I was probably watching Making the Band or something really irrelevant. And I felt God speak to my heart and say that the girl that I was with would be the death of me. It was deep, because I felt as if he wasn't just saying that lesbianism would be the death of me, but that my life would be the death of me. Wow. I think a lot of times when we have this conversation about homosexuality, one thing we forget is that homosexuality is only a piece of the problem. I'll explain. One time, when my testimony came out, this girl, she messaged me, and she went off on me and saying that I was being judgmental, being bigoted, et cetera, and that God was okay with her lifestyle. And I asked her, I said, if lesbianism wasn't even an issue for you, would God still be pleased with your life? Would you still be reckoned holy and righteous? And she said, no. That question, what it does is it identifies that lesbianism is not, or homosexuality is not the main problem. The problem is sin. Sin is the problem. The homosexuality is a leaf on a tree of sins. And so on that tree, you might have liar, you might have lustful, you might have pride, you might have unrighteous anger. But what needs to be dealt with is not plucking off one sin. That's why you have some people that say, you know, I asked God to make me straight and he didn't. The problem is you asked God to save you from one thing and not to save you from all of you. Wow. That was the problem. And so what needs to happen is that God needs to get a hold of the root. God needs to get to the root of the tree, change the tree through regeneration and sanctification and salvation, so that the leaves now will bear fruit, where you will see joy and peace and self-control and all of the things that the fruit of the Spirit will produce. And so in me, I noticed that I had a big issue with the Lord. So I started to compare the costs. I started to think about everything that I loved and their consequences. So I thought about, okay, I'm gay. I think it's been clear that God don't like that. I done heard that all my life. Okay, that's not good. Oh, I really like getting drunk. Man, that's a sin too. Dang. I don't honor my parents. Man, Old Testament was very clear that that's not okay with God. Oh, goodness gracious, I'm a thief. Hell, wow. Like, I was just like, everything I loved was terrible. And what I saw was everything that I had affection for, everything that I enjoyed, everything that I did naturally, that at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it. So I started to have this conversation with God, and I was like, God, I hear what you're saying, you know, but I don't want to be straight. Like, that's just not something I want to do. And that disposition of heart that I had is typical, where if you meet those who are same-sex attracted, you will hear, if you preach Jesus, what they hear you say is be straight. When in reality, Jesus is not calling us to heterosexuality. He is calling us to holiness. But it's hard to hear the difference. Hear me. Heterosexuality is not the goal per se. Holiness is the goal, because once I get to know Jesus, then he works out all the rest, right?
Wow.
I think sometimes people have become what I like to call heterosexual evangelists, where when talking to the LGBTQ community, they will present the gospel of marriage or the gospel of being straight, as if that is the goal of this life.
Wow.
As if when we get to heaven, we will have marriage between man and woman. Marriage won't exist. What will exist is the Lamb and the church. Will exist in the bridegroom and the bride. So we can't preach marriage. We need to preach Jesus. So what I came to see.
That's good. Wow.
What I came to see was that God was ultimately calling me to himself. That God wanted me to know him. That God wanted me to love him. That God wanted me to serve him. So I told God in my bed, I'm like, man, what you calling me to is hard. I had tried to be saved about 18 times, reading the little sinner's prayer on the back of the little books about heaven. And it just never seemed to work, because no one had ever explained to me that salvation was a supernatural work of the Spirit of God, that I can change my clothes all day. I can change my friends all day. I can start listening to certain music, but that would not change my heart. That would not change my nature. That would not change my mind, that I needed the Spirit of God to do the work for me. And so I told God, I don't know how to do what you are calling me to do, but I know enough about you to know that you will help me. I had no idea that that was repentance, because I didn't know that word existed. I had no idea that was faith, because I didn't know that that word existed. But what had happened was I saw my sin rightly. I saw it as unworthy of my time. I saw it as unworthy of my attention. I saw it as worthless. I saw it as not good. I saw it as an idol. I saw it as a lie. All of my sin, hence, I saw it all for what it was, and I turned. But I didn't turn to self-righteousness. I didn't turn in on myself to think that I can make myself saved. What I did was I turned to Christ, seeing that only he could save me. Only he could change me. Only he could renew me. Only he could sanctify me. Only he could regenerate me. And I had no choice but to believe. Faith is not optional. God was not suggesting that I would repent and believe in his name. He was commanding it. So that's what I did, and God saved me. And I knew I was different the next day, because I went to work. I used to work at Wendy's, so if y'all want the recipe for junior bacon and the sour cream and chive potato, holla at me afterwards. They do have real meat, though. I'll let you know that. McDonald's, I can't vouch for them. Obviously I have a thing against McDonald's anyway. I was at work, and this girl walked into the restaurant, and I was behind the cash register, and she was pretty. And I remember looking at her, and in typical fashion, what I would have did 2 days prior would be to stare at her, lust after her, objectify her, and maybe stare at her long enough to see if she, was on the same page that I was on. But in my heart, I was aware of God for the first time. And it wasn't as if God was never sovereign before. It wasn't as if I didn't believe that he saw me when I was in sin. It was just that this time I cared. I cared about what God thought about my behavior. I had a reverence for him that I had never felt. My clothes were still the same. I still had my sports bra on and my boxers on, but this time I wanted to honor God. Wow. I think it's valuable to talk about temptation when talking about these discussions, because I believe some people in the church have propagated this kind of lie that to be set free from sin means to not be tempted by sin. So I want to kill that, because I've been in churches where they'll say, well, if God delivered you from that, you shouldn't be struggling with it. So if you're struggling with it, then you're obviously still that. That's still who you are. The truth of the matter is that can't be true considering Jesus. Considering that it says that he was tempted, yet without sin, And so now, if Jesus was tempted, yet didn't sin, then obviously temptation can't define deliverance. Then obviously temptation can't define my identity, but rather how I respond to it. And so being a believer means now that though I might be tempted, though I might still see beautiful women, though I might still want to lust after people, though I might still want to watch pornography, though I might still want to do things that are wicked in God's sight, now I have power.
Wow. She said, I'm paraphrasing, but she said, being straight is not the goal. Holiness is. Being straight is not God's desire for you. Holiness is. And when you truly submit and give your life to God, he'll transform and he'll work out everything. Not just one sin, but everything that you're dealing with in your life. I think sometimes I fall into that as well, in terms of talking to people who are in these communities as if the goal is for them to be married, or the goal is for them to be straight, or if the goal is for them to have children and to have a family, because that is, the design. But it really is the goal, God's desire for us to be holy as he is holy. And the only path to do that is to submit fully and give your entire life and all your baggage to God, not just the ones that you want to let go of, but everything, the entire lifestyle, your entire mentality, the entire perspective that you have of this world and your place in it. You need to submit to God. Wow. Let me know what y'all think about this testimony. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you want to. I'm out, y'all.
Why worry about them when we can pray them off? Leave them before the eyes of Jah. Why worry about them when you can pray them off? You've got lots of things to do. Why worry about them when we can pray them off? Take your burden to Jah. Why worry about them when we can pray them off? There's no need to sit down, crying yourself to a frazzle. Resting your hands on your jaw, telling and showing the world that you are considering. And from the time you know you're doing nothing wrong before the eyes of Jah, then there are lots of things you can sit and talk with Jah about. Don't worry. Why worry about them when you can free them off? The longest liver will see the most. Why worry about them when you can free them off?
Blessed greetings, each and every one of you. Well, I am Servant David, as most of you know, and today we're going to be doing a thing called Q's and A's, getting to know me, Servant David. So this is where you would ask questions that you want to know about me here in this video, and in the following video, I answer those questions. So these questions were actually asked from the previous video from this one. So again, this is getting to know me. And I'm going to do it a little bit different today. I'm going to have a little help, and someone is going to be basically asking me the questions that you guys have asked me. So take it over.
How old are you?
I am 48 years old,
Where was you born?
Hartford, Connecticut, in the USA.
What is your deepest regret in life?
My deepest regret in life, I don't have any regrets, because I've learned that whatever has happened to me in my life is part of who I am. So I don't have any regrets.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do. I have a half-white brother. He lives in England. I have a younger brother who just passed away back in November of last year, and I have an older sister.
Are you close with them?
No, I'm not too close with my sister. I'm pretty close with my half brother. And my younger brother, I was real close. We were like peas in a pod. But obviously he's gone now, and I mean I'm still with him. He's still with me.
What inspired you to do YouTube?
What inspired me to do YouTube is, well, let me back up. When I first started using YouTube, I was just using it as a storage type of place. Like, I love to always be videoing something or myself, and my phone would run out of, storage. So just so that I'd be able to watch it again, I opened up a YouTube channel and started putting it on there. But it wasn't until a few years after that when I was diagnosed with skin cancer, lung cancer, and full-blown AIDS. And that kind of inspired me to, to tell my story, because my story could possibly help someone overcome their issues. A lot of times, we all go through issues, we all go through problems, and at those times, we feel like our problems are the worst problems in the world, and we forget that there's someone else out there who has it way worse than what we have. That there's someone else out there who has it way worse than. If they can get through what they're going through, we can get through whatever we are facing, especially once we have God with us.
Do you regret anything in life?
No. They asked that question already.
Do you blame anybody for your diagnosis?
No. I blame, if I blame anyone, it would have to be myself. I would have to blame myself, because I took a part in that as well. Even though, we were married or whatever, if I would have wore a condom, it wouldn't have happened.
Are you happy in life where you at right now?
No.
Not fully. I haven't fully accomplished everything in life that I would like to. Um, I'm 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 semi comfortable, but
What would you change?
would I change my financial status?
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue,
What's
any shade of blue.
What's your favorite holiday?
I don't celebrate holidays, so I don't have a favorite holiday. To me, holidays are pagan, so I don't indulge in them. I don't celebrate them. Birthdays, I celebrate. But Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, those Easter, I don't indulge in those.
So being a father, you don't celebrate Father's Day?
No, no, I wouldn't really say no, I don't celebrate it. Those days are every day, just like Mother's Day. Mother's Day is an everyday thing. I understand that they choose a day to recognize it, but to me, I can't even say to me. You guys will just have to do your research to figure out or to understand why I say the things that I say. I don't force anyone to do anything. I don't force any info on anyone. I'll shed light, but yeah, those days are man-made type days, and there are other hidden agendas behind it. They make it seem like, oh yes, it's about Christmas. Yes, it's about, but Christmas is supposed to be about Christ. Supposed to be, not some guy in a red suit. You know, they make it not some guy in a red suit. You know, they make it not some guy in a red suit. You know, they make it. It would have to be myself. I would have to blame myself because I took a part in that as well. You know, even though we were married or whatever. If I would have wore a condom,
Are you happy in life where you at right now?
no, not fully. I haven't fully accomplished everything in life that I would like to. Um, I'm 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 semi comfortable, but
What would you change?
would I change my financial status?
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue,
What's
any shade of blue.
What's your favorite holiday?
I don't celebrate holidays, so I don't have a favorite holiday. To me, holidays are pagan, so I don't indulge in them. I don't celebrate them. Birthdays, I celebrate. But Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, those Easter, I don't indulge in those.
So being a father, you don't celebrate Father's Day?
No, no, I wouldn't really say no, I don't celebrate it. Those days are every day, just like Mother's Day. Mother's Day is 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 an everyday thing. I understand that they choose a day to recognize it, but to me, I can't even say to me. You guys will just have to do your research to figure out or to understand why I say the things that I say. I don't force anyone to do anything. I don't force any info on anyone. I'll shed light, but yeah, those days are man-made type days, and there are other hidden agendas behind it. They make it seem like, oh yes, it's about Christmas. Yes, it's about, but Christmas is supposed to be about Christ. Supposed to be, not some guy in a red suit. You know, they make it seem like Mother's Day is this great day, which it is a great day because it's great to be a mother. But they don't tell you the hidden things behind it of why they celebrate this. And anything that becomes basically a tradition, again, it's big.
So do you think Mother's Day and Father's Day is equal, or Mother's Day superior to Father's Day?
If I had to choose, I would say they're equal.
What's your birth sign?
Pisces, fish.
What is your biggest regret?
You asked me that.
Okay. What is your favorite subject in school?
What was my favorite subject in school? Because I'm not in school anymore. Music class and gym.
Why?
Love to sing. I love to hear people sing. I love to try to make music with little instruments and stuff like that. I've always been in the like the spotlight, like the music, the the entertainment per se. Gym, because it's like exercise, and I've always, as a kid, I always grew up like athletic, always doing athletic type stuff, running or competition sports, stuff like that.
If you was to bring anybody back in life that passed away, who would you bring back?
Dr. Sebi,
Why?
because he was a great healer. And if he was around today, a lot of people wouldn't die. A lot of people would be happy and relieved of the issues that they went through, seeing that he has cured everything, everything. And if you don't know who Dr. Sebi is, that's DrSebi. I advise you to go and check him out. Just type it in and you'll see a whole slew of things that come up. And just make sure you got some time and a listening ear, because you got some good stuff on there, some real eye-opening stuff.
Okay, you're from Connecticut, and we have a lot of missing persons, females, young girls. What would you say to their family and to these young girls who run away?
What would I say to the family?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a hard question, and I hope no one gets offended, because I'm different, and I think different. But I would say don't give up hope on finding them, and use this time as an opportunity to bond closer with those who are still around you. Take this time to reflect, to see what kind of things maybe you did that made them run away. I mean, most of you know I love dogs. And so I'm going to use this as a sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Example. You have this dog, this puppy, and you grow the puppy and you love the puppy, Treat the puppy right, feed him, groom him, play with him. The puppy knows when you come home from work that you bond with this puppy, and this puppy grows up and grows up and grows up. Do you think that puppy will run away later? Even if it left the yard, eventually it will come back. Unless it got hit, stolen, or captured, it will come back. Vice versa. You have a puppy and you mistreat the dog. Kick it, don't feed it as much as you should, etc., etc. Which one of those dogs you think is most likely to run? It's like our kids. Some of the things that we do and say can force them to want to run away. Seems like the older you get, the stupider you get. You'll never amount to anything. You're just like your mom. You're just like your... Those little things, they hurt. Those little things are, what's the word? Traumatizing. It may sound simple, but it's traumatizing to me. You may think that you're loving your child and you're keeping them safe by keeping them in the house and keeping them away from society. But when they get certain ages, they're able to say, go to the corner store by themselves. They don't just go to the corner store and come back. They venture off. And what can you expect? They've been cooped up all this time. You coop them up, they can't go nowhere. So when they finally do get to go, they go. And some of them don't care if they get in trouble. And that's how they get in trouble, because they don't care what they do. So be careful on the things you say, the things you do with your child. I'm not telling anyone how to raise their child, because there are more than one way. They would say there are more than one way to skin a cat, but there's more than one way to whoop a child's ass or raise a child. And they used to also say it takes a village to raise a child. I believe that's true. But I also believe that what's true is that that saying doesn't exist anymore, because people have taken certain rights away. You have a kid, I can't yell at the kid and say, get your butt home. I can't really say nothing. You yourself might come to me and ask me, who the hell do I think I am talking to your kid like that? You know, they can't beat the kids, spank the kids in school, and parents can't even spank their kids anymore. You know, kid does something wrong, I get ready to beat the kid. I'm gonna call 911. The type of tell them to hurry up, or maybe I'll call them for you. You know, I'll take you out, make another one look just like you. I don't know. I'm just saying.
What do Black Lives Matter mean to you?
What do Black Lives Matter mean to me? Just what it says, Black Lives Matter. Doesn't really have any meaning. I don't find any meaning to it. Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Right?
Do you think Black people are equal to any other race
No.
and got treated better?
No, we're not.
How do you feel about the jail system?
It's corrupt.
How?
Medical, give the inmates proper medical. It's a lot of behind cell doors, things that happen that the public doesn't really know about when you're in jail, you know. It's not that great.
What advice would you give to your brothers and sisters about going to jail?
Prison on a bed of rules. Believe it's not a nice place. So just don't go there. I would say prison is not nice, jail is not nice. It's not cool to be going to jail. So the best thing you could do is to avoid any and everything that you are doing that could lead you into going to jail. Easier said than done, but yeah.
How often can we expect videos and live streams from you?
Well, I have a schedule that I put together. So basically every day you can expect something. On Saturdays, it will be Sabbath Saturday. Sundays, story time Sunday, music Monday, games and more Tuesday, health awareness Wednesday, comedy Thursdays, and elevation Fridays. Each day will be, consist of the things that I said. Some of the days will be videos and some will be live streams. The games will be live streams. Health awareness, videos and live stream. Elevations, mostly videos, some live streams. And then I'll throw in a few live streams here and there.
Do you believe in love?
Do I believe in love?
Yes.
Of course.
Who is your favorite 5 YouTube people?
Who are my favorite YouTubers?
Yes.
My 5 favorite?
5.
Oh my God, there's so many. I don't know. First and foremost, I would have to say the Brother Gary Radio Show. That's BROGARY Radio Show. Or Praise House Family TV. Both the same people, just different channels he has. I would say him, so please go follow him, comment, subscribe, but follow all these ones that I'm about to say. I would say Shannon Mark, Active Choopsy, PJE Banks, and I can't not mention this one. Rush Comedy, funny, hilarious, and InfoSpot 411. So those are what, 5 or 6?
5.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
I don't know. Oh, wow. I don't know. Even if, by, I forget his name, but even if.
What song inspire you the most? And why?
That's a hard one. I don't know, but one that inspires me a lot and kind of stands out, it actually popped out right as you asked that, is Waymaker. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper. You know, you guys know the rest. That is who you are. Yep, Waymaker. Why? Because he is a waymaker. He is a promise keeper. And that's just who he is. Like the song says, you know, exactly that. The song explains itself and why it would be someone's favorite or someone who knows it. You know how they say, he who feels it knows it? Well, if you go through something in life, whether it be financial or health-wise, and God came through for you, then you will understand that song. And if you've never gone through anything bad or everything is always good, just hold on, because your bad days are coming. I just pray that you be prepared to handle them. We all go through bad days. We all do. So, you know, just be prepared and know that you can get through that and that will pass.
Is there anything else that you want your followers to know about you?
I want you to know that I'm sincere, genuine, but I guess those are the same thing. But basically that's it. I'm sincere. You can trust that by following me or watching me, you're gonna get something different than the norm. You may get some things that may seem controversial, you know, but that's because I'm real, you know. My name is Servant David, and yes, I'm a servant of God. I don't profess myself to be a Christian or anything like that. Just a plain and mere servant of God. And with that being said, it's like I know some of the things that I may say or do and the way I may dress, you may say, yes, he's a real Christian. But I'm not a real Christian, I'm a Christian that's real. So there's a big difference between being a Christian and a Christian that's real. Anyways, as usual, Servant David said, love, manners, and elevation. And walk good, yeah?
We are in this prison world, doing my paces, doing my time. I am spending my restless nights, visioning faces. Oh, they all cry, cry. Prison on a bed of roses. The liberty it makes me bad. I wish that you could come and take us back in time. Cause I swear I can be a better man. Yes, I swear. If only you could understand the fate in me and see reflection. The faith in me sunset be reflection. Da 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 da. We are in these metal bars. To Jaja I'm chanting. Pray for your love divine. I'm oh so sorry, man. Deeply I'm hurting. The price are going to be mine. Impossible to see the changes that I've made in my life. All they see is just the boy they left behind. And I swear that I can be a better man. Yes, I swear, yeah. If only you could understand the faith in me, success, the free reflections. The faith in me, success, the free reflection. Da 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 da. Don't judge me wrong, 'cause now I'm stronger than I was before. I was young and wise. Didn't you hear my cry? It's possible to see the change that I made in my life. All they see is just the boy I left behind. 'Cause I swear I can be a better man. I swear only you could understand. I swear, yeah, I can be a better man. Yes, I swear, yeah, I swear. The faith of me, the faith of me, the flesh. The faith in me, the faith in me,
and how it affect black people right now. You know, there was a time when we used to go to America, go tour enough, and you see some ladies on the road, them, you know, you say, wow, they look nice, you know, them here, yes, all right. You know, so I've recently, before the COVID, I've recently go to America and I look on the woman, them, you know, and I say, wait, how them woman is so fat, Rasta? I mean, when I say fat, you know, I mean, like, them look like a pyramid. I mean, I say, oh, and you look on the white woman, them, and them don't look so, you know. And most of the black woman, them say that way. No, I say, you know, say the fast food where them a go out long, you know. I mean, look on Jamaican woman, and I say, well, Jamaican woman still look good, you know, but I've recently, I say, no, Rasta, Jamaican woman gone the same way, you know. I realize, it's the same thing in Jamaica. The fast food is causing us to lose perspective of ourselves. The fast food places like Kentucky and Burger King turn over more business than all of the other Kentucky them in the world, especially the one in Montego Bay. The one in Montego Bay is, man, when you pass a Montego Bay, all in the rain, people stand up. When you pass certain fast food place now, the drive-in line, you wonder is where going down the road if it's an accident or something. When you look at that line and going at the fast food restaurant, them. And them are advertised in such a way that it's very difficult for these young people now recognize that it do something to them body that them now recognize right now, but later down the line. So you will tell them, say, no, them things are not good for you. And them say, no, sir. Because most of them now cook again. Them not cooking. All them do is call and I say, hey, when you come home, bring such and such, some chicken leg and some this and that for me. And them no cook. Most of them women, I don't say woman, most of them young people, the millennials, them not cooking at them yard. When at lunchtime, them gone at Burger King. When at dinner time, them gone at Kentucky. and look for how them stay now. Just look on the road and see the normal Jamaican woman where walk up and down the road now every day. When you see them, I walk up and down and look on them shape. Look on them shape. Some of them in some denim panty I walk on the road. That's all I can call it, denim panty, because it itch up underneath them every minute. Them have to dry it out of them crutches and them wear there. I mean, I say, then them not see how them stay, Rasta. Them not see how them stay. And when them done all of that, I say, why am I have to lose some weight? Till them not doing nothing to lose the weight. Because them could have exercised a little more and still go to the fast food restaurant. Them going to stay same way. Them not going to look different. And you can't tell them about eating good food. Them say, what you talk about? I have to have my chicken and my leg and this and that with one heap of oil and preservative and all them something day night. It's crazy. It's crazy that black people start reach that say there. Because we never used to see so much fat people about the place. We never used to see so much fat people about the place, Rasta. Especially the female them. And now, from America to Jamaica to anywhere you say, black people they right now. Them dress up in this false eyelash, false ear, false fingernail. And then them just look a weird Rasta. But you can't talk too long about it. Because man will say, well, left the woman them alone. Yeah, left the woman them alone and then them don't have no man. It's just that. We want them. Look where you eat. Because where you eat have a direct relationship to how you look physically and how you think mentally. It's just simple. It's just that you say, boy, you can't afford this and you can't afford that. You can afford it because you afford to go buy Chinese ear and fingernail and all them, so you can afford it. But that is not concerning you until later down the line when you start to go to the doctor. That's why doctor love black people so. Because we're dead there, I eat everything and never go to the doctor. I say, boy, my belly hurt, man. The doctor just give you one tablet. I say, go home, go lay down. And it don't solve the problem. Your picnic get sick and you don't know where sick them. Because the doctor don't even know. You can't even tell the doctor what you did do before you come to the doctor. Most of the time is the fast food. And we have to recognize how detrimental fast food is to black people because a whole heap of sickness where we have now. We never usually have it. We never usually have it. Oh.
On creation. And if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. And if you can't take no brother, don't throw stones. So if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. And if you can't to try something, but the world would have crumbled. Caught behind thy back, you like to grumble. And before
a farmer, yeah. And if you live in a glass house, I beg you don't throw stones, no. And if you can't take those, why don't throw those? Said if you live in a glass house, not throw stones. And if you can't take those, then I'll throw those. You build your world on lies and illusion, but you never know that this is the conclusion. No chance, no hope for those who kept it a-going, cause you never know that the truth was showing. And if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. And if you can't take those, brother, don't throw those. Said if you live in a glass house, not throw those. And if you can't take those, sister, don't throw those. I'm on this earth.
Good morning, Jamaica, and good morning to the world. All the while I'm telling myself, today for me, tomorrow for now, and I laugh. So everyone, let me see, I post out here and I go and like say, when I ridicule them for the Jamaican when I talk out phone and I talk out for all who they can't talk to themselves because I know fun lock up behind closed door and because I'm so rich and someone have so much nice friends. I don't know how to feel inside, but I can't say it because I don't want to offend anybody. We don't have to offend anybody, we can't tell it like it is. Bridges after disaster, Risk Management Act, 10,000 and 30 days in prison. The government of Jamaica only going to 10,000 one time. And himself on a breach of disaster management act, him going to fine for $10,000 or 30 days in prison. That is oppression and tyranny. Resisting arrest, 2,010 days in prison. Oppression and tyranny. I don't think the law enforcement of Jamaica, Jamaican people friend. On our citizen, on our own brother, on our own uncle, on our own father, and we take this job to protect and serve Jamaica, but we not protect and serve politicians and political interests. Right? When since we cannot speak out against the way we feel without risk of you pressuring we. Now, the Jamaican Constitution does not allow the government of Jamaica to use the office of the Prime Minister or any other office to oppress and pressure any citizen. Any citizen at all. You Jamaicans better wake up before them come kick off on the door 1-1 and do like what you see them do all over the place. Let me continue. So what can I hear that? Indecent language. 1,010 days in prison. And them come again and say additional fine of 10,010 days in prison. You're sergeant police officer. But we notice a trend. We notice everybody who come out in a Jamaica and vent the way them feel. Either the Jamaican populace come down upon them like we're supposed to be sheep. We're supposed to. So if the Prime Minister, everybody say must go yam shit. We're supposed to go up there and line up and eat it. Hold on, people. Hold on. Put on your thinking caps. And all the way are fooling them. Not because you go you when you go to some place make you smarter than we know. No guy can't tell you how to live. I'm not coming with no bag of bullshit like you say all the way are fool. Remember. Are we voting in? Only supposed to run the country for we. Don't go like you don't want to switch it on we. Can't build switch it on Jamaican people, you know. And not the people them thinking that they work for politicians. No! Politicians work for the country as fiduciaries of the great corporation to ensure that they do the job of the office that they are elected to do. Do not use the office of the Prime Minister or the office of whichever politician it is to pressure the citizens. You are creating tyranny. You are tyrannical. And you are thief too. Because enough money I get them along with Jamaican people now. Within the 10,000 can feed Jamaican people and lock up the whole island. Everybody locked down on the house and nobody don't want to talk because they don't want a friend. Me don't want no friend, I don't want no friend. I want to free the people. And make the people them live and stop this tyranny want to deal with. On pushing Jamaica people to the brink. And nobody don't want to tell them because I'm afraid I don't know why, because I don't have the death squad them around there. We're not afraid for death, we've been killing us, we don't murder we, we don't torture we, and we don't rob we. So what more we can do to it? No, not lock them and try to make it extinct. It's crazy. Free the people and man, I use some common sense and stop being so damn reactive. Everybody just reactive. Why? I want to tell you about shot and none not take no shot. I want to try fool boy. Here we go on. We want to say, "Uno take what Uno try give my people and protect." Because when the people of Jamaica start dead, you can't tell you nothing, you know. If you can't tell me nothing when Jamaican people start dead, think about that.
Oh, mama, yeah, mama, Hey, watch the places you walk and mind the way you talk. Watch out for the vampire who will sneak up in the dark. Watch out for the big time people who claim say that them smart. By bringing the crack and the gun to come and shove the youth them heart. There's a red. When you all look down on that bread. I hear an ex you dead. Whoa, there's a red. When you all look down on that bread. I hear an ex you dead. Yeah. Watch it. The mark of the beast are coming and are sneaking under man feet. A revelation time, check the signs of the time. You not believe. When you see the youth, they let out the street and you know say things not go sweet. Man a hustle, man a shuffle, hungry belly, they are yard, can't find food to eat. There's a red. When you all look down on that bread. I hear an ex you dead. Whoa, yeah. There's a red. When you all look down on that bread. I hear an ex you dead. Yeah. It don't make no sense to tell the man them pull down the gun. Back and turn your back and let the life calm down. These are the time we should have some fun. Give thanks to Jack as the man soon come. It don't make no sense to tell the man them let the politics. Back and turn your back and let the man get tricked. Mama, there's a red. When you all look down at the I hear an ex you dead. Whoa. There's a red. When you all look down at the I hear an ex you dead. Yeah. Alright. Hey, watch the places you walk and mind the way you talk, Watch out for the vampire who will sneak up in the dark. Watch out for the big time crook who claim say that them smart. But I bring in the crack and the gun to come and shove the youth them hard. There's a red. When you all look down on that bread. I hear an ex you dead. Whoa, there's a red. When you all look down on that bread. I hear an ex you dead. Yeah.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or
even a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't. You want something, go get it. Period.
Don't be afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions.
You have to believe that something different can happen. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. That most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
And if you can dig deep down, ask yourselves, who do you want to be? Figuring out for yourselves what makes you happy, no matter how crazy it may sound to the people.
Make a choice, right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
What is it you said to the kid? It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. Get up. Get up. And don't ever give up.
We can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. To be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become. Most of you won't be successful because when you're studying and you get tired, you quit. I don't do well in math. You're right. You ain't never studied. I'm not good in writing because you have never written before. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. If you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. Don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it.
Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not point the finger saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Because every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature. Now,
I'm gonna show you how great I am. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure.
Now, what are you gonna do?
Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
Where is the love to be found, young people? Nowhere around. Well, I woke up Saturday morning, feeling sticky and dirty after work. Took a walk down a riverside. I roll a little split, sat down on a stone and start to cool off with my burden down a riverside. Or I check around the youths and I try to teach them the truth, but lay the burden on a riverside. I walk to every corner, try to find someone to talk to, but I have to lay the burden on a riverside. Give me a hand. While I walk and I talk and I linger and I search, lay the burden on a riverside. Right away and I walk. I knock the youth man pocket and I try to search around them. Hey. Lay the burden on a riverside. And I sat down quietly, watch the fishes circle around the little stones. Lay the burden on a riverside. Give me the man. I cocked my ears and I heard the little birds whistling in the tree like so. Lay the burden on a riverside. Live good among your neighbor, like sister and brother, and come with me a riverside. All you need is pray to Jah quietly. You sit in secret, he shall reveal. Lay the burden on a riverside. Oh, God. Jah provide for the birds in the air and the fishes of the sea, so what about me? Lay the burden on a riverside. Look at the crow, they tired at night, that do they spin, yet Father provide for them. Lay the burden on a riverside. Come with me, let us walk and talk and pray, quietly in search. Lay the burden on a riverside, even count the sun. Look at the color of the stones, oh, to make each and every one individually. Lay the burden on a riverside. I'm asking, where is the love? Where is the togetherness too? Lay the burden on a riverside. I can't take the war and I can't take the shooting, neither the looting, just the burden on a riverside. I trod round Arima, even in a jungle, to find a quiet place. Round the arena, Nannyville, God come to a trail. Lay the burden on a riverside. Oh yeah. And I knock, and I search, and I whisper, and I preach. Lay the burden on a riverside. Oh yeah.
Because surviving in the jungle is deeper than dodging bullets. It's deeper than saying no to drugs. And it's more pitfalls than peer pressure.
But what do you think about our current mayor? I know he did a few good things, but now it's been a little bit of stuff going on with him. So what are your thoughts on that?
You know what? To be honest with you, I can't speak too much into that because I really don't know all the things that he's been doing. But I mean, the city's still, fucked up. basically. So I don't know like what is he like, what's going on or anything like.
The only thing I can see that he did is that now we do have a lot of street lights. So that's, you know, at one time it wasn't. It's most of the streets do have street lights now. I can say that, but it's other issues. Why don't y'all tell people about this neighborhood right now?
I mean, shit. It's the trenches. It's the trenches, man. As you can see, man, like, this shit is run down, you know what I'm saying? I done grew up here all my life, you feel what I'm saying? Like, my dad was a hood nigga, you know, the oil shop on Southfield, he robbed it and got killed, and his best friend worked there.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
You know how Rocky man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to say too much, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really got to say too much, you know what I'm saying?
We blocking shit.
Face card shit, you feel me?
Hey, look though, this is what you came for, right? Look, all that clothes and shit. That shit don't mean shit. Motherfuckers know who they want. You ain't going back this way. Motherfuckers know who they want. All that clothes and shit. That shit don't mean shit out here. That shit don't mean shit at all, bro.
Yes.
Regular shit. You hear me? Whole gang out here. You know, we just trying to
get the whole house.
Get this paper up. That's the only thing you can do unless these niggas want smoke. You know?
Okay. So do y'all play many games? I mean, like y'all can answer that or
Man, like, see, shout out Lil Mac, my cousin. Y'all probably know him, Demo. I fuck with the moles, but on game, man. I got a crowd that I fuck with. My brother right here, brother, he a Black Stone. That game bang stuff not in me. I'm getting some money, little dollars. You feel? I'm chasing money. That's my game. Money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we like us. We doing some positive shit out here. We ain't out here on no goofy shit, no hard shit like how we used to be. You feel me? We on some better shit now. You feel me? We trying to.
What I'm like gangs or sets or something?
Boy, ain't no gangs or sets. Everybody got their own element hanging around these people and these sets of people. Anybody no gangs or nothing of that. We all gonna keep it real with one another. When we see one another, we're gonna shake up, we're gonna hand up, and we're gonna see what's going on with our life, like you got kids, you know what to do in life.
But you know, it was Black Youngster from up top of the hill right here.
Oh, okay.
That was Black Youngster. Shout out to everybody from out of town to the south, to the north, all the way back to Westwood, to the mountain. Shout out to Player Fly, Black Youngster.
Really shout out to
you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say nobody else name.
Gangsta Black.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Shout out to Gangsta Black. He's still out here doing his thing. Him and Player Fly.
And my nigga UGA, Gangsta Black.
You heard the song before?
Sometimes this is a peaceful neighborhood, but sometimes it can get very violent. Yeah, like shoe robbers, all that. Shit like houses or like this concrete slab right here. This could be a basketball court or something. On me, for the people I
right. Do they have like any community centers or recreation centers or anything around here?
I just know in the summer they bring this stuff out.
Oh, so what can you tell me about this neighborhood around here? Like, is it good? Is it bad, or what?
Oh man, it gets serious over here, man.
But what kind of stuff happening around here?
Everything. You gonna see some everything right here. You probably see a nigga running out with their nigga mama's house right here. It get real right here.
Oh, okay. So do y'all have problems with the police around here?
What?
Like, you know, are the police, they treat the people right, or you know?
Sometimes, like one thing, right, they treat us right, and then they treat us wrong and shit like that. Police, man, come around here. Yeah, bad at like. I mean, you doing some strange thing like robbing anybody or something like that. They might fuck with you then, but for then, like they feel like I'll do that.
Y'all was saying something about the gangs. What kind of gangs in this area? Like,
man, you got IVL, you got gangsters, White Lord, you got Stone, you got all type of shit out here. I'm White Lord.
Oh, you is?
Yeah, take a journey into my life, but you won't have far to go, cause mine is yours. We all going through the same things.
Don't ever misinterpret me. I'm glad to be alive, G. I put 2 and 2 together though, and I keep coming up with 3. It's hard to rest when you see the evil some people possess. It just multiplies stress. My depression's even depressed. Countless times I extended a hand to help a friend in need, only to misread because for me the same wasn't received. You called me when you was flat broke and wanted K to hook a loan up. When I said cool, you was at my house before I could hang the phone up. See, I'll break bread and feed you. These days homies will bleed you. Their procedure, borrow money then get selective amnesia. You try to give him time, but that seems to be worthless. Knowing he owe you, coming around you, showing you things he just purchased. Then they start ducking your calls. You know how you can tell, cause all you get is half a ring and then it's straight to the voicemail. So what the hell? I guess I got to leave these cats alone. Another friendship dead and gone over a couple of hundred bones. So phony, phony. I feel like it's me and God only. I can't let it faze me. I'm trying hard to keep from going crazy. What to keep from going crazy? When I detect or suspect a lie, it's hard to let it slide. An artificial female friend milking your sympathetic side. Money I would give, not lend. Was down with her to the end. Not from a tricking standpoint, I just considered her a friend. Kinda mad I didn't control this. Never fathomed she would go this low. But now I'm tripping over this repeat pattern that I noticed. Like clockwork, an hour after every time she leave, she be like, baby, I need some money. Can you help me please? And I'm like, okay. Might pay a bill or help her knock the rent off. Every time she came around me, my gold digger alarm went off. But when I needed help and asked for it, the game flipped. She had more excuses than pipe burns on a crackhead's lips, and it's a trip. Cause when it's time to show me they my homie, they don't. And if I need them to do something for me, they won't. So now it's all about me, one syllable. And artificial people get cut loose like umbilicals. So phony. I feel like it's me and God only. I can't let it faze me. I'm trying hard to keep from going crazy. What to keep from going crazy? The doctor checked me out and wrote me a prescription with the quickness. But the side effects of the medicine was worse than the sickness. See, I sacrificed for others, but the same love didn't follow. I wish I had $1 for every time that I wished I had $1. I regret sometimes not having a biological seed. Anytime that it was ever proposed to me, I disagreed. If they persisted to insist it, I just packed up and I slid. Too many of my partners paying child support. Oh, hell no, not the kid. But if I did, maybe then hope would seem more realistic. To be gifted with a reflection of my own characteristics. Cause most people are senseless, self-centered and pretentious. Any show of love is meant to benefit their own interests. My eyes are now trained to spot game when it arises. The wisest people learn how to see through those disguises. Cause fakers show more fictional depictions than HBO. Fraud to real is a 99-to-1 ratio. Phony. I feel like it's me and God only. I can't let it faze me. I'm trying hard to keep from going crazy. What to keep from going crazy?
If you don't share your password with your significant other, does that automatically mean you're hiding something?
No. Listen, sharing passwords to anything is 100% hell no. No, just don't do it. It's not even a question. No, we're all individuals. We all deserve our privacy. If you can't trust someone, then you shouldn't be with them.
Yeah. I thought I heard somebody hear people slipping into their DMs. People reacted to it. But no, I wouldn't. I don't think it's necessary. I think, it seems a little childish to be like, you have mine, I have yours, or, some type of lack of trust. And I did kind of go through that phase with my boyfriend where I was like, I think I should have your information. you know.
But was it because you thought he was sneaky?
We was having a moment, you know, and I don't mind to admit that. Like, I had a moment where I was like, it's a little too many googly eyes in these comments. Maybe I need to see what's going on. But, you know, to me, that I've had to check myself that was an indication that maybe we needed to have a communication conversation as opposed to a conversation about passwords.
Right. Being sneaky like that is never sexy, you guys. Insecurity is never sexy. That is going to turn it off immediately.
Okay, come on, Jillian.
I'm going to be a little bit different. Personally, for me, I love the freedom of knowing that I'm not doing anything. So anybody I date like can see my phone. They know the password to my phone. If they something, God forbid, something happens. And I've never asked for passwords because if I got to a place where I was asking for your password, we'd be having a whole separate conversation way before that happened.
Yeah.
So I would be gone. Like if I'm feeling insecure in the relationship, something is not right.
Yep. Wow.
I don't even need your password. It's a bigger issue than that.
Wow.
Yes.
My wife has all of my passcodes to everything.
Yeah.
And I got all of her passcodes to everything. I'm not saying that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because I do think that people should have some individuality. The only thing that we're not allowed to do with each other is I can't go into her personal bank account. I can't ask questions about it, and she can't go into mine. But my phone, I agree with Jillian because I'm at a level in my life, I'm older than y'all. So look, my phone stay on the counter, downstairs.
Same.
Baby, your phone ringing. Answer that for me.
Yep.
She can answer my phone, I answer her phone. Steve, give me your code. Let me show you something. All right, baby. Because that's where we at now.
Thing is when you snoop, like either you find what you're looking for, or if you're letting him know you're going through all these things, you just teach him how to be more conniving.
And I think we sabotage ourselves when we do things like that anyway. The DMs are shady. I mean, that's why it says it goes down in the DMs.
I had a lot of shady stuff in there.
It's shady. Yeah.
Lot of, you know, what you want to do. I know you say you love her. No. I really do. I really do love my girl. Man. I really do. I really do love her. I really do. I ain't playing. Plus, you know, I'm 62.
Yeah.
I messed around and got too close to the gate now. You know. Yeah, I done lived longer than I got left. I know that. I ain't got 62 more years. I mess around, man. I'm gonna mess around. I'm gonna go to heaven. That's why I'm just trying to get there now on purpose. Like if I'd have went to heaven before, it would have been by accident. Like I'm actually trying to go on purpose.
That's a new book. Heaven on purpose.
Heaven on purpose. That's what you ain't. Girl, you better give me that. My new book is gonna be called Heaven on Purpose.
There you go.
Okay. Hey, ladies, this is one of my favorite panels. This is one of my favorite panels. I enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be right back, everybody. Hey, you made it to the end of this video. I got a lot more that you're going to enjoy, so just click to watch the next one. And make sure you subscribe to always know what's happening.
Well, now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, nah. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. This a nothing a Babylon, I represent the truth. Me nah go see a road and see bad things and keep me mouth from mute. I got a strong reggae beat with a mic in a me hand to lead out the youth about a destruction and tell the people they should know right from wrong. We got the strength, we got the power to help each other up the ladder. Don't be selfish, the welfare brothers today. We can make it if we try.
Just remember to hold your red eye. It doesn't make sense when we fuss and fight. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. We stand out in the Babylon and defend the truth. Me nah go sit aside and watch Babylon and keep me mouth from you. I've got a strong reggae beat and a mic in my hand to lead out the youth about a destruction and let the people know right from wrong. All you believe in love will get a blessing from above. No, you believe in love. All you believe in love will get a blessing from above. Now you believe in love. Calling on the leaders of the world today. Yeah. Give a night to the poor class, I say, yeah. Got to let the people know the right from the wrong. They are dependent on you to lead the way, yeah. People that's wise, believe in yourself. The future generation depends on you. Hey, show a little love in your heart and let the people know there's more to life. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. We stand up in the Babylon and defend the truth. Me nah go sit aside and watch Babylon and keep me mouth from you. I've got a strong reggae beat and a mic in my hand to lead out the youth about a destruction and let the people know right from wrong.
La, 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 la. Oh, oh. La, 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 la. A word from the wise, don't try to make life on your own. Remember that Jah just by your side. For I was a soul who was lost, and my life was in dismay. For among evil forces in which I played, guns and ammunition were my chosen way of life. With God-fearing people I chose to strive. For all of the lives that are taken, they can never be replaced. But still Jah chose to remember my face. Though I never lived like he wanted, I'm still mindful of what he taught me. So now I beg and plead, I'm on my bending knees. God, Father, you rescued me. I've got the scars to show. I daily made it along life's road. Cause when my life got dark, he was the only spark. He was the light at the end of the road. When I was a young boy, growing up in Augustown, we ate from the same pot. We were iron dreams all around. From Gola to Colorado, from Rockers to Jungle 12 Tire, Christ Hill to Dread Heights and River, all around. Yeah. And then the football ground became a battlefield, and my life seemed so surreal. People were falling all around, but Jah helped me to stand my ground. Only Jah could have helped me to stand my ground. Though I never lived like he wanted, I was mindful of what he taught me. So now I beg and plead, I'm on my bending knee. Cause Father, you rescued me, and I've got the scars to show. Barely made it along life's road. Cause when my life got dark, he was the only spark, the light at the end of the road. Oh, never lived to please him, I never lived like I should.
Why would we expect them to forsake their mating strategy, which is to spread their seed?
But then,
so isn't that kind of an unfair deal for men?
So then, then why would you stay with that person and cheat? If the woman's not giving you the youth and whatever, why keep her there and cheat on her when you can just leave and be with the youth that you want? That's my thing. Like, I don't understand.
You could, but I'm saying, well, is it fair that women expect it over a certain age? That's the question. Because you give your best years to someone else.
So
Like, wait,
she's
honest.
talking about going into a new relationship.
Yeah, I know, but if you're going to a new relationship and say this is the car and the car has been used for the last 15
We
years.
don't have expired date, honestly speaking. Like,
Yeah.
who said that we gave our best to someone else? I don't even know my maximum or my best. Probably I never done to no one my best because I don't know. I give, honestly, I
But-
loved
but you're-
someone before. I don't know if I get the maximum I can. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna find tomorrow a man I'm gonna give actually the best of myself. Who said that I already gave to someone else?
It's about what they think's the best. It's not about you because you're not the one buying. So the
What they
guys
think is the best.
Men, yes, what they think
Yeah,
is
but
the best.
a man-
And
a man
men
who
from the
thinks-
men from the ages of 20 to 80 all think that girls are the most attractive around 22 to 24.
Okay. But like, this is a man that cannot stand on his own, like, honestly, because if you honestly think that
He can't
women,
stand on his own.
yeah, because like they actually mind about what other people think. Because if you're telling me that after
Yeah,
like
but
my
you're shaming
30
men for their standards. That's shame. It's shame,
No.
insult, guilt need to be
No,
right.
that's just my point of view. I'm saying that I don't have an expired date. That doesn't mean that after, because I had 6-year relationship, I gave my best to someone. No, like if a man think this, it means that he's not that confident to like get my best. Because if you are a proper man, you're gonna get my best.
But see, that's shame. And if you're saying like,
I'm
if
not
you don't, if you-
shaming.
no,
I just don't
I'll
want
tell
it.
you. But
I
I'll
don't
tell-
want
I'll tell you why. Because you're saying if you're a real man, if you're a proper man, then you would think like me. But that's shaming men for what they want.
It doesn't have to think like me. I just don't want a man that think in this way. Just give me alone. Do you know what I mean? I want a man that it comes with confidence. Say, I'm gonna get the best of you. Point. Like I'm not aspiring like just
you
because
think-
I'm 30 or yeah.
Do you think you determine what the best years are, or do you think they determine what the best years are?
I think we pick each other. We should actually pick the best for us. Me and the man also.
Okay. What do you think?
I think it depends on the situation. It depends on your ages, where you're at in your life. Obviously, men prefer younger women. So, what age ranges are we saying are their best years?
I mean,
Are we
it's
saying up to 30?
it's different for. I didn't say an age.
Yeah.
So you could say 40, you could say 45, you could say 35, you could say 30. That's I don't tell the men what
So
to
if
think.
they're 40
yeah.
or they're 45, on
Yeah.
average, men prefer younger women and women prefer older.
Yeah.
men. So I'm guessing the man is older. So why wouldn't she expect monogamy? Like, is he going to go younger than the 40?
I'm saying isn't that a unfair deal for men because he's not getting the things that men value?
It depends on the age. So say you're 50 and you're going out with a 40-year-old. Like, what more do you want, bro? Like, do you know what I mean?
A 35-year-old.
Yeah.
Then you should have went for a 30-year-old. So why did you go for the 40? That's the point.
That's why I said it depends on the
okay,
age.
but the question, okay, so the reason I asked this is because I think a lot of women would have better results if they took that off the table. But they think they're a higher value than they are because they're selling the same price they had at 22 that they are asking for at 35, 45, even though they're on sale, they're on discount. Because you're not as sorry.
Now you're degrading women, saying
it's
women
not-
their value is they're getting less value as they get older.
In the sexual
when you're getting
marketplace.
more wise and more wisdom and all that sort of an experience. You're
That's
in
that-
everything. You're evolving and becoming a better woman.
You're telling men what to think.
I'm not telling. I'm saying in this room. I'm talking about now.
She
I'm
can't even say it with a straight face.
No, I'm saying that.
You're saying value me for my experience, but like they don't want that. They don't care.
You just said that your value is dropping
In
as
the
you're getting
sexual
older.
marketplace, yes.
Well, sex isn't all that you
I'm
bring
not-
as a woman. You
I'm
bring
saying-
more things to you bring more things than just sex. If it's just sex, then go have
Do you
sex with
want to
20
marry
whatever-year-olds.
someone you can't have sex with?
No.
Do you want to marry someone you can't have
sex
sex
isn't
with?
the
Do you
only
want to marry?
thing.
Do you want to marry
Hell
someone?
no. Sex is
No,
a big part.
it starts with sex.
Sex is not
is a
the
big part.
only
For
thing
women,
that's
for
on the
women,
table.
for
That's the
women,
point
not
I'm
for
trying to
men.
make.
Okay, like how big is sex to you in a relationship?
Well, it will keep me in a relationship.
No, honestly, like one question, may I? Like, do you best sex with a like 18, 20 years old girl or with a 30, 35, 40 women?
I don't really tend to rate sex like that. When I go into sex,
No, because we're saying that we're dropping by age. So
No, but-
I'm just asking from
Okay,
your point
so-
of view, just, I'm not saying to, just,
what she's saying is about men as a collective.
yeah, that's what I'm
And
asking.
what she's saying is correct.
Speaking to the mic, my bro.
Yeah, and what she is saying is correct, because when women get to a certain age, men do see them as less valuable.
Yeah, why? I'm asking why. Because
Youth,
they had
like I said, youth purity. You automatically see a younger girl. She looks younger. She looks more attractive. You think that, you hope that has less mileage than an older woman. So naturally, your first thought is, I'm dealing with someone who hasn't been run through, who doesn't have a higher mileage.
Her face moves. There's no like Botox foreheads.
Right.
So all of this now, is it about going into new relationships? That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
Is that what we're talking about?
So the point is, okay, if you're coming to a guy over a certain age, is it fair to expect monogamy when you gave your best years to someone else? Is that a fair deal? Is that a fair deal for men to be monogamous to you when some other guy got your best years?
It's unfair to assume that a woman's given all her best years to someone else. That's my answer.
But you're telling men what to value.
No, I'm not telling men. I'm saying it's unfair to assume that a woman has given her best to someone else.
Okay, so that's like going up to guys and they're saying, hey, I like 22-year-olds, maybe 27, 22 to 27. That's what I think's the best. And then you're going up to guys and saying, well, that's not my best years. I think my best years are 30. When they're like, not really.
When you say best, what do you mean?
The most
exactly?
valuable. The most valuable.
But valuable in what way?
In the market wants it the most.
Okay, so are you talking about bearing children or
bearing children? The way you
looking younger,
bearing children, the way you look, less bodies.
But if
Everything.
someone is 40 and she's had less bodies than a 20-year-old and she looks younger than the 20-year-old, who's more valuable then?
Again,
because you're looking for an extreme exception.
No,
Show me one 40-year-old that looks younger than a 20-year-old.
I'm 35.
Yeah,
I
and
look
she
younger
doesn't
than
look
my niece.
35,
You don't look
honestly
20.
speaking.
You don't look 20.
Honestly,
I
come
never
on
said
now.
20.
Yeah,
I'd
give you 30, but like 20. No.
Okay, that's from you.
One mic.
But I'm saying, in general, people don't believe me when I say my age. So if a woman like myself who doesn't look her age, whose body count is lower than a younger person who's been run through, as you're saying, would that mean that I'm less valuable or more valuable than a younger girl who looks older than me and has had more bodies?
In the marketplace, you would fall into an exception. You would find that men are extremely surprised, potentially to the point they probably may not believe you. But if we're talking about a collective, most women will tell you that from 18 to 25, they got the most attention from men. And after those years, it dwindled. And that is the point she's making. What she's making is, when you get to a certain age, you become less desirable.
I can't relate.
Because you're not a man.
You wouldn't relate because you're not. Yeah, because you're not.
But you are the exception, and that's why it's blowing your mind.
Well, but even at 30, but even at 35, 90% of your eggs are gone by 30. So if a guy, but no,
why does
I'm not.
that matter?
But I don't.
Because
Why does it come down to your age?
want to bear children. We want a legacy.
One mic.
Because okay.
No,
I'm
but
saying I was talking and you interrupted me. I said 90% of your eggs are gone by 30. So if a guy's looking for a wife, he wants someone that can give him kids. So you're less valuable because you are less likely to give him kids, and you are more likely to lie about your body count. So you could say, "Oh, I have a low body count," but the guy's not going to believe you. He's like, 35. You've been in the streets for 15 years. Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't see the sense in lying, but I'm speaking like I said, I'm the exception or whatever. My eggs dwindling after 30. I think that's really awful to say that a woman's value is less because her eggs.
I said in the sexual marketplace.
Okay, well, in the sexual marketplace, a woman's value is less because her eggs, whatever. Because someone could be 18 or could be diagnosed with an illness and they can't have kids ever. Or there's probably women that don't even want to have children and they're living their best life.
Okay, but when you're arguing the extremes, that means you are, because you don't have a good argument, because that's not the rule. And you know,
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying it's a bit odd to
go ahead.
Yeah, can I just say that? I don't know why women just don't get it. Because
is it women or me? Could just say me.
No,
I actually agree with you.
You're not the only. Everyone to say you, I'd say you, but I'm just saying women as in general, because
it is because
at 35, right, you can be looking good at 35, and you can get with a man at 35, and say you're gonna get with this man, you're gonna have a 5-year relationship with him, and then start having kids. Think about you're 35, you're going to start having kids at 40. It's not going to be the same as somebody who is 20 being with that man for 5 years and having children. It doesn't matter how good you look. It doesn't matter about your body, because you can't beat biology. That's what's going to happen.
No, but see, this again, like what you're saying, Andy, is a great point. It's like women don't get it, and the facts are, it's like women can come out and say, I want someone who's 6 foot plus tall, that drives a nice German car, that makes X amount of money.
People talk, that's what they do, but they don't understand. Home is still a push and go through. Yes, they laugh, they call me names, but they just don't get it. Oh, them see me, I hold my head up just the same. When them see me, them just keep on talking. Me not see them, I just keep on walking. I got my pride, me nah go show my bad side. Some of them see me as a big pushover, left me for dead and think I'm gonna kill over. Oh no, not I and I will survive. Never let them get you down, never let them see you frown, never let them take away your liberty. Live your life and be free. Never let them get you down, never let them see you frown, never let them lead you astray. Starting today, live your life and live it your way. When you go through heartache, when you feel in pain, when you end up in a desert and I wonder why the hell it not rain. When them pass them judgments on every word left a stain. When them talk up the things them just will mash up your life and give you bad name. Them think you're weak, but I less of them blunder. Bad mind and think them left your business asunder. Don't give them that power. Show them you can be stronger. Just take up yourself and make the whole of them wonder how you get up when them a try keep you under. Don't believe their lies. Show them that you will rise. Never let them get you down. Never let them see you frown. Never let them take away your liberty. Live your life and be free. Never let them get you down. Never let them see you frown. Never let them lead you astray. Starting today, live your life your way, I say. People talk, that's what they do, but they don't understand. Home is still a push and go through. Yes, they laugh, some call me names, but they just don't get it. Oh, them see me, I hold my head up just the same. Some of them see me as a big pushover, let me fit dead and think I'm gonna kill over. Oh no, not I and I will survive. Never let them get you down, never let them see you frown, never let them take away away your liberty. Live your life and be free. Never let them get you down. Never let them see you frown. Never let them take away your liberty. Live your life and be free. Get you down. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't let them get you down. No, 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 no. I got my pride. I got my pride. I'm standing firm. I'm standing firm. Stronger. Hey, hey, hey. They can't do me like that. What? Mr. That.
Greetings, everyone. It's the Servant David again, and this here is part 5 of getting to know me. You know? Well, first question for this one here is, what inspired me to be a YouTuber? Well, what inspired me really was the diagnosis that I got on myself, you know. That inspired me to want to go further and put awareness to health. So start a thing called health awareness on the YouTube channel, you know. So that kind of inspired me to do that. Yeah. Do I only like dogs or all animals? Well, to tell you the truth, I like all animals. You know, all animals I like. But I really love dogs, you know. What are 3 reasons one should subscribe to me or follow me? One main reason is I'm genuine and I'm real. 2 is I'm not going to bash anyone or give you content that is intentionally offensive to others. 2, if you want a different thing, if you want a different type of vibes, a different type of thing, you can follow me, you know. What's my favorite food? Ackee and saltfish. And then next would come seafood. It's over the past maybe 16 to 18 months that I've been cutting down or stopped eating certain like shell food, you know. What do I like most about YouTube? You can meet a lot of people. You can meet a lot of people there, and it can be used as something progressive and positive. You know, what do I like most about you? What do I hate most about YouTube? I hate the fact that it's always changing. The YouTube itself is always changing and making it harder for people to elevate or to post or anything like that, you know. Why don't I like silent grinds? It's just my thing. I don't see the point in it. I don't knock anyone for doing it. You know, when I go to someone's house, if I see them with the light, you know, the silent, every now and then I'll leave a comment or I'll sit there and support them, but then I'm gone because I'm not really one for the silent. I rather do what I call the grinding in the dark. At least you're hearing something, you're communicating instead of just sitting there. You're not really seeing nothing, you're not really hearing nothing. Yeah. What else? Do I miss Jamaica? Absolutely. Even though the way it run, you know, say it run wicked, but I miss it. I miss it. What do I love about dogs? They are loyal, more loyal than humans. They don't talk back. They don't cause too much trouble. They're not haters, stuff like that, you know. And they just give me a calm, you know. Has any of my dogs ever bite me? No, none of my dogs ever bit me because I would have bite them back, and I think them know that. So, you know, Can I swim? Shoo, like a fish. Yeah. Can't swim, man. You know, what do I do for work? By trade, I'm a chef. I'm a pastry chef by trade. At the present time, due to this COVID thing, it got the food industry kind of shut down a little bit. You know, I basically work for a banquet hall where we do weddings and stuff like that. So we can't really have those type of things going on right now. So at the present time, I'm working at Walmart. What do I do? Do I regret being diagnosed with AIDS? No, because this thing has made me stronger. I'm more aware to health, more open-minded to things, and it has educated me even more. You know. Can I play any musical instruments? Yeah. I play the drums. I can play the piano a little something. But I play the drums, or know how to play the drums. You know? I've been following you. Someone says I've been following you on Facebook and YouTube, and I know you in real life. Why do you allow people to use you or take advantage of you? Very good question. I don't even think I really have an answer for that other than I'm just humble. I don't let certain things get to me too easy, you know. And maybe just because I'm just born too nice, even though people take advantage of you, I'm just born nice. That's just me, you know. And even though a lot of people may do things, you know, like take your kindness for weakness, so at times they take your kindness for weakness, you know. But just because one person may do something like take advantage of me, use me, hurt me, you know, those things, I don't use what one person has done to me I don't use that against others. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt until they violate too much. You can't even violate, you know, and I still embrace you. You know, it's like I don't know. I'm all about love. That me as a love, and love covers a multitude of sin. You know what I mean? And I also look at it, I'm a servant of God and I'm trying to follow God. How much time has I hurt God and upset him? But yet, him not turn from me. Him still embrace me and him take me in. He says we must have that type of love that he has. So that's what I try to do. I try to bring that type of love to people. Well, folks, that's it for part 5 of Getting.
Now in comes the musical thing from the King's Offspring, Jesse Rock.
Some people you're right, and them still choose to show you hate. Run them out of your yard. From them I play bad young, I them a backbiters, hypocritical to sideless. We call them modern day Judas, the spreaders of rumors. Oh, them a backbiters, hypocritical to sideless. We call them modern day Judas, the spreaders of rumors. Hey, so why should I be afraid of you when you bleed just like I do? The more you try fight, judge a light keeps shining too. So I've got no time for you, cause in my view you wanna step in on my shoe. You wish you never live alone and feel so damn confused. How every day you wake you ache because you know you're fake, and every step you take I bring you closer to your grave. But I am like a column when I easily shake. The certain say a feeling on a who no can't take. We guided by the monster, defender of the faith. Yes, ordained to be great. Oh, them a backbiters, hypocritical to sideless. We call them modern day Judas, The spreaders of rumors, oh them a backbiters, hypocritical, two-sideless. We call them modern day Judas, spreaders of rumors. But your teeth and tongue gonna let you down. Reward for your word shall be profound. Oh, screw all you want, but go loo and drown. Me slew you like Goliath with a stone from a crown. Not even the dog that beset on the wall of Babylon shall escape in this time. So word to the wise, choose the right side, and down to be hindered by your foolish pride. I said no weapon formed against I shall prosper. So tell me some force ripe and more God of disrespect and face disaster. Cause them a backbiters, hypocritical, two-sideless. We call them modern day Judas, spreaders of rumors. Oh, them a backbiters, hypocritical, two-sideless. We call them modern day Judas, spreaders of rumors. But I'm on deny concoctions. You can't give me slip when me never see a slip. You can't give me stew, not even cashews. Some say me paro, some say I never abuse. But I can't forget what I done to the Jews and what his friends did to the tough tongue too. All in the name of suppressing the truth. But I absolute me, them can't pollute. Cause them are backbiters, hypocritical, two-sideless. We call them modern day Judas, spreaders of rumors. Oh, them a backbiters, hypocritical, two-sideless. We call them modern day Judas, spreaders of rumors. Oh, them a backbiters, hypocritical, two-sideless. We call them modern day Judas, spreaders of rumors. Oh, them a backbiters, hypocritical, two-sideless. We call them modern day. And I don't trust no politician. They all lack vision. We the children of today are on a mission to fulfill the promise of tomorrow. Rastafari lead the way, care not what anyone say. Love, no, I love, love. So I oh. Let's go.
The number one need of a male, write this down, is sex. Write that down, you need to know that. The number one need of a male is sex. I didn't say the number one need of a man, because a man is spirit. A man needs God. But the number one need of a male is sex. Why? Because the male is designed by God to be a progenerator. That means the male is always full of seed. His purpose in life is to provide seed. That's why every male right now is carrying 500 million sperms in his loins right now. He's a seed carrier. So his number one purpose in life is to provide the genes or the generations or the generations, the genes for the generations. So a male is designed by God to produce generations. That's why when God wanted to create a nation, he never went to a woman, he went to a man, because a man carries the generations. He said, Abraham, a nation shall come from you, and Sarah will incubate the nation. So the man needs sex. The man doesn't want sex, he needs sex. Say he needs it. Men don't want sex, they need sex. A need is something that helps you function. A car doesn't want gasoline, it needs gasoline. If you don't have gasoline in the car, it stops functioning. A need is not a want. Men do not want sex. They need sex. Don't look at me so funny, lady. Say hallelujah anyhow. I'm trying to give you some education so you don't get in trouble. Now, because a man, number one need is sex, because he's driven by the divine purpose to produce seed. That's why men have no cycles. A man have no menstruation cycle. He's always ready. All the time, every day, all day, anytime, anywhere. The guy's ready. All the men say right on. Don't look so quiet on me now. Come on, brothers, help me out here. Help me out here now. So you see, a man ain't got to build up to sex. He's just ready. And he ain't got no cycle. So he's ready even when you are not ready. Creates a problem. Now, most women who are married, especially you Christian women, some of y'all think that your husband got a demon. What's wrong with you, man? You had it last night, this morning again? What's wrong with you? And yesterday you had it, the day before. You're sick, man. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to take you to Pastor Matthew and cast out this nymphomaniac demon. You are full of the devil. And so you take your husband down to the office. You make an appointment to see Brother Matthew and say, Pastor, my husband have a demon. He's a nymphomaniac. He won't leave his hands off me. You got to pray for him. Cast the demon out. And Brother Matthew says, I got the same demon. Can I hear an amen, brothers? Come on, Brother Matthew, help me out here. Amen, brother. That ain't no demon. All the men say amen. All the men say leave the demon alone. Your husband is not sick. He's normal. And if anybody here want to be too spiritual, any brother want to be too spiritual, if you don't have this same desire, you need prayer. Now, the question is, why is a woman's need not sex? A woman's number one need is not sex. Now, she likes sex. Sex is good for a woman. She enjoys it, but it's not her motivational need. A woman's number one need is not sex. Write it down. Her number one need is affection. Affection is not sex, brothers. As a matter of fact, sex is the result of affection to a woman. If you give her affection, you'll get your need met. Now, some of you ladies need some help. You go to bed in the night, you got on all this clothes, socks, long mitten dress, tam on your head. You got wrapped up all around your body. The guy got to fight to find something. I mean, you got to stop this. All the men are shouting now, boy. Ladies, you want to be a good wife? Make it easy. Go with nothing on. Say good night, baby. Come on to bed. I'm talking to wives now. If you ain't married, this ain't for you. Some men feel like they are raping their wives. Ladies, you ever wonder why Paul says your body's not your own? Because sometimes you don't feel like it. The problem is he always feels like it. Now, women have 4 seasons: summer, winter, autumn, and spring. So men, you got to be sensitive. When it's winter, leave her alone. Buy her flowers, kiss her, hug her, but don't touch her. That's winter. You're in the cold, brother. Control yourself. Right, mama? You acting so spiritual now. You know it's true. When it's winter time, baby, you don't want nobody to touch you right now. It's winter. Then there's autumn. Autumn means that things begin to change, begin to warm up a little bit. But you still ain't interested right now. Then spring comes. Spring means everything's coming back to life, baby. You just get it on here. Then summer comes. Oh, it's so hot. She grabs you in the bed. Come on, yeah. And then there's winter again. You're out in the cold again. So men, we got to be sensitive. Even though you're ready all the time, she ain't. A good marriage is built on a man who understands sensitivity and a woman who understands the need of a man. Now, I'm going to tell you something, ladies. A man doesn't want sex. I like what Paul says. Paul says, don't you be spiritual now, ladies. Talking about going on missions. I'm going to fast and pray for 3 weeks. I'm going to just, what? The Bible says, don't you go and fast and pray unless you first ask ask not God, but your husband. So you can't tell your husband, the Lord told me to fast. You got to tell God, your husband told you could. That's what the scriptures teach. And then the Bible says, and after you finish fasting, after he allows you to go and fast and pray, it says, hurry back to the bed. Why? Because Sister Mabel in the church will provide what he needs if you don't. Don't look at me funny. While you out having mission, someone on a mission with your husband. Because he doesn't want it, he needs it. Oh, I got 4 more to give you, but the time's gone. Okay. Let me just close by saying this, ladies and gentlemen. Marriage is an honorable thing, but the bed is undefiled. You keep it pure by understanding the needs.
Man to man is so unjust. Children, you don't know who to trust. Your worst enemy could be your best friend, and your best friend, your worst enemy. Some will eat and drink with you, then behind and sus upon you. Only your friend know your secrets, so only he could reveal it. And who that carpet, let them wear it. Who that carpet, let them wear it. Said I throw me con, me no call no foul, I say in cup, clap, 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 yeah. Some will hate you, pretend they love you now, then behind they try to eliminate you. But who jobless, no one curse, thank God we're past the worst. Hypocrites and parasites will come up and take a bite. And if your night should turn to day, a lot of people would run away. And who does let them wear it. Who does let them wear it. I take a down, I throw me gun, I take a down, I call no foul, I take a down, I cup, yeah, yeah, cup, cup, cup. Ooh. when you